And before we can drop the puck, some bad blood right off the hop. Lucchini and Ritskovian get into it. Everybody's going to gather around, and this is how we're going to start this one off this weekend. Some fireworks. Alex Petrovic wants to get involved. Cole Lind right in the thick of it. Break, here comes Lind, right circle, carries in, shoots off of Murray, up in the air, and it went just wide of the near post as the net comes crashing off. 15:52 to go, first period, 0-0, 3-0 Stars and shots. Here's a chance for Hughes, stuffed at the side of the net, loose puck edge of the crease, still loose, no whistle yet, and it's dug out of there by Lucchini. That shot's tipped in behind the net, thrown off of Murray, second try Becker, third try goes off the side of the net. Artem Schlane, back to the left point, Capobianco, D to D, right point, Luke Chris. Chris shoots through a screen, save Murray, and he finds the loose puck and covers, and now some action. After the whistle, Curtis McKenzie right there in the thick of it. Puck's played with a high stick, now some action afterwards. Chris and Mutter, Mutter drops the gloves, Chris has not, and Mutter's gonna come swinging. Petrovic towards center, drops it back for Blumel. Blumel stick handles into the Admiral zone, right wing side, into the circle. Blumel backhander, and Murray went off his mask, I think, and stayed out. Here's Ritskovian at the left point. Bounces out free to Ullinen, now at the points, Ufko, centers up and shoots, and Hellberg makes the save. Ufko feeds a backhander toward the net and went off the side of the cage, then tried to wrap around, couldn't get that one out front. Back to Ufko again, though, he scores! Lifted it over Hellberg, who was screened, and Milwaukee strikes first with 3:59 left in the first period. And it's going to be Ryan Ufko who gets the goal. They'll work it back to Gravel. Final 25 seconds of this opening frame. This puck's tipped into the Texas zone off of a Stars stick, and a chance. Hellberg makes a great save on Ullinen. Around the boards, Carroll comes up from the point to keep it in. Now here's Schlane, a quick shot, glove save. Murray up the right wing, Cole Lind. Into the Milwaukee zone, he drew the penalty, drops it off here. Huru, a shot saved by Murray as the puck's then thrown back around the boards and out. Denisenko's out of the box. McKenzie carves around one defender, threw it into the crease, and it comes to the point instead. Petrovic, backdoor, Harrison Scott, a shot knocked down by Murray with Gravel in front. Good man-on-man coverage by Schlane there. Otbright fires into traffic, knocked down, and then Hellberg finds it in the crease and covers, and Denisenko is flattened by Becker. Lynn got a piece of, but here comes Mutter the other way for the Admirals. Right circle, fires, glove save, Hellberg. He'll play it the opposite way for Chris up the right wing. Back across the rink, Huru's going to race to beat the icing, and he does. He collects the puck on the left wing side. Huru to the point, Luke Chris calling for it, firing, stick save Murray, and he lost the paddle on the play. It's sitting in the left face-off circle. Huru behind the net, out front again, Romano jamming at it, a couple of whacks at it. Murray's got it in his equipment without his stick. Stars 0 for 2. Gavin White a shot, that skips just wide, rebound, chipped through the crease and wide by Scott. Good look by Texas, but it's still a 1-0 Admirals lead. Forced to get rid of it up the right wing, Emilio Peterson. He's got 5 seconds to work it into the offensive zone. Jumps around a check, has 2 seconds. Backhander, and Murray has to make one more stick save. Kevin Wall chips it up towards center, but in the skates of Cal O'Reilly. Following it up is Huru, keeping it in for Texas. Right corner, Hughes out front off of Milwaukee skate. They score! That was the kind of goal the Stars were going to have to score to beat Matt Murray tonight, and Anthony Romano was in the right place as Cameron Hughes fed it out front. Romano ties the game, 1:16 seconds into the third. Hughes to the blue line, Capobianco, D to D, Gavin White. He fires, tipped into the glove, a one-hopper. Through the middle of the ice, Mutter, back in comes Pavel, his shot up high, glove by Hellberg, and they'll hold on to it. Good work by this fourth line for Texas. McKenzie's flattened by Friedman as the battle continues. McKenzie frustrated now as they'll get into a wrestling match behind the Milwaukee net. Everybody will gather around. And Capobianco sends it around the boards, but not out. Ufko kept it in. Here's Weisblatt, left circle. Backdoor, they score! Joachim Kebbel on the power play. And it's 2-1 Milwaukee with 14:36 to go. Peterson knocking it past Livingstone. Here he comes the other way. Emilio Peterson crisscrosses with Becker. Centers with Becker! Oh, it went off the post but was waved off! Becker clanked it off the post on a one-hopper, batting it out of midair. Here comes Ritskovian with numbers, 4-on-2 into the zone. Ritskovian drops it to White. Right circle, Blumel! He missed the far post by inches. Now Romano, down the wall for Huru. Further to Hughes, left circle. Hughes tries to go back to him, and Huru's denied by Murray. Now Hughes in front, and that's cleared out of the crease. Capobianco gets to it first. Puck comes into the circle, though. Lucchini down low, sharp angle, Denisenko. Second try, Ralston. Hellberg's got it underneath. onside. Here's Becker trailing the rush. Fires a shot, save Murray. Rebound, a wraparound from Peterson, and he ran out of room. Up the right wing, White tipped in by Huru. Murray's going to cover this because Lind was close, and Lind's going to be driven into the boards by Livingstone. He'll draw a crowd. Hellberg bolts towards the bench. Extra skater on. Blumel keeps it in. Knocked down at the half wall. Now at the right point, Blumel. Hughes, quick shot, save Murray. Rebound loose on a scramble, and it's played out of the zone. Hughes on the far side. Knocked off his stick. Out to center comes Rolston with an empty net, and he hit the post wide of the cage. Capobianco rifles it through center, but that's going to do it. Milwaukee gets the 2 points. Setting up the rematch tomorrow, and they are 2 points behind Texas for first place.